Coming up, local educators in Arizona are reacting to being 50th in education. Plus, Northern Arizona celebrates the changing of the leaves. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Matt Kienitz.
And I'm Nicole Rutherford. Thanks for tuning in. While it is no surprise to some Arizona residents, the state has recently been ranked as the lowest in public education.
We're following up on the story, getting reactions from local educators. NAZ Today's Michaela Richardson has the story.
A recent study has shown that Arizona ranks 50th in the country for funding and resources in education. However, some Arizona officials are saying that the system to rank the states is not entirely fair. Inflation, differences between how education funding is spelled out in various state constitutions, and the many school district sizes and demographics of areas throughout the country are what the Flagstaff Unified School District says contributed to Arizona's low ranking.
Between the 50 states, no. I mean, it's not equitable. I mean, that is a misconception. $1 in one state is equal to $1 in another, and it's not.
Vogler says the criteria for this ranking system is per pupil expenses by state, excluding grants. In other words, the ranking is somewhat misleading.
The challenge is, though, with that is not every state funds education the same way. They don't follow the same mechanism.
With low funding comes lower employment rates. Teachers are paid less to do more.
But if you hire more staff, then you still have the same amount of finances, so then you have to pay people less when they're already being paid 50 as lowest already, and then that becomes an issue because then teachers won't stay.
All schools that receive state funding are affected by this rating, including charter schools.
Public charter schools run very similarly to like a district school. In our case here at NPA, over 90% of our entire revenue comes from the state of Arizona and not federal government or federal programs.
Likens says educators are discouraged by the information, but they are trying to boost the morale of staff.
A teacher who feels that they're being professionally funded as well as supported administratively makes a great teacher, and that's really where the magic in the classroom, comes into play. We can only control part of that because we can't control the funding.
Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today.
The Department of Public Safety is looking for a man who fled on foot after a high-speed chase that ended at Target in Flagstaff near the NAU campus. Officers say they had been pursuing a stolen car, which then collided with another vehicle before the chase ended. The suspect is a Hispanic male with a bandage on his right wrist. A female passenger in the suspect vehicle suffered minor injuries. Information on her has not been released. DPS is warning people in the area to call 911 if they spot the suspect and should not approach him.
NAU's College of Engineering has received a $10 million cash donation. NAU President Jose Luis Cruz Rivera announced on Tuesday. This is the largest unrestricted investment the university has received in its 125-year history. Because of this donation from Maria and Steve Sanghai, the College of Engineering, Informations, and Applied Sciences will change its name to the Steve Sanghai College of Engineering.
Senator Mark Kelly visited NAU today to help canvass for the Harris Walls campaign. The event was hosted at the University Union to encourage students to vote early. Senator Kelly's canvassing follows the same efforts from Secretary of the Interior Deb Haaland 2 weeks ago.
The Flagstaff City Council candidates are debating tonight at the Klein Library Assembly Hall on the NAU campus. The Arizona Students Association is hosting the event. Amethyst Deasy, Miranda Sweet, Anthony Garcia, Dennis Givens, David Spence, and Robert Bruning are competing for the 3 available seats.
If you saw smoke in the sky today, that is because a prescribed burn was planned for the area southwest of the Linwood and Cheshire neighborhoods in Flagstaff. The burn targeted 36 acres, and because of the fire, there is a possibility of smoke tonight near those neighborhoods. Today, the Forest Service firefighter applications opened and will stay open through November 6th. The wildland firefighter positions are open for the temporary 2025 fire season. Pay will be $17 an hour, and you can apply now by going to usajobs.gov and type in fire service for Arizona. Fall is here, and NAU celebrated the season with a festival.
NAZ Today's Noah McNeil has the story.
The annual Fall Festival is hosted by the Slug Garden, the campus's community garden. We spoke with local vendors who say they work to keep their businesses environmentally friendly, such as Courtney White, an NAU student as well as the founder of Sustain Refillery.
And you just weigh the jar on the scale and then fill it up, and it's all charged by the ounce. It just helps reduce waste.
While this event had games, pumpkin carving, and a costume contest, Slug Garden coordinator Gabriel Navarro says that the heart of this event is to educate and expose students to sustainable practices on campus, such as creating a dorm-friendly way to compost waste.
It's just getting a little mason jar, and then you put like fruit pits or peels in there, and then you put that in your freezer, and then that allows you to hold on to food scraps a lot longer until you can bring it to a compost drop-off site.
Those carving pumpkins were encouraged to throw their pumpkin seeds and mush into a wheelbarrow to be composted later on. The Slug Garden has weekly volunteer shifts for NAU students as well as members of the community. These shifts are educational and inclusive to all who want to learn about the tricks to sustaining a healthy garden. For more information on volunteer shifts, check out Slug's Instagram at NAU Slug. Noah McNeil, NAZ Today.
The Boys and Girls Club of Flagstaff is partnering with NAU social work students to create a GoFundMe to buy winter jackets and warm clothes for kids who cannot afford them. The partnership started when the group of students had to pick an agency to advocate and raise money for by the end of the semester. The GoFundMe will be up until October 31st, and the fundraiser can be found by searching Help Flagstaff Kids Stay Warm This Winter on the GoFundMe website.
As Halloween approaches, you may be looking for ways to get into the festive spirit. A doggy costume contest is being held this Saturday, October 26th at Hops on Birch at 4 p.m. Put your dogs in an adorably scary costume and enter in the contest. This is the perfect way to get you and your four-legged friends in the spooky spirit. Flagstaff Extreme Adventure Course gives locals and visitors a fun outdoor activity to do, including a kids' adventure course, an adult adventure course, and multiple zip lines.
While helping strengthening bonds, Flag X also strives to leave the forest in a better state than when they started. I spoke with them about how exactly they achieved this. Flagstaff Extreme provides a safe, fun, physical, and unique outdoor experience in the trees.
The goal is to push people's limits a little bit. Only 20% of people will actually finish the adventure course. Those looking for more of a chill day can go to the zipline course, which is a lot easier.
But is it safe? Flag X says it has many safety measures in place to help create a safe environment for guests.
As a rescue guide here at Flagstaff Extreme, one of my main duties is to help people get through the course. My other roles include giving people safety instruction.
By staying active in nature, Flagstaff Extreme Adventure Course has the mission to reduce their environmental footprint.
We organize trash cleanup days in the park with our guides, with our staff, pretty frequently to make sure the place is well kept, looking good, and of course just to help with littering and the possibility of that in a public park. We also do maintain our trails that go under the course.
This adventure course is for everyone. Families, friends, and companies who are looking for team bonding experiences can come and test their limits.
We do come here a lot when we visit, but I definitely recommend this for an experience with your family and friends.
Flagstaff Extreme is open all year round from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., even during snowy conditions. Nicole Rutherford, NAZ Today.
This week on Pet of the Week, we meet a fluffy pair of Shih Tzus.
NAZ Today's Carolyn Wolf has the story.
Bonnie and Clyde are a dynamic duo from the Coconino Humane Association looking for a home that can provide lots of cuddles.
Today we have Bonnie and Clyde. They're a team packed. They came from Maricopa County, and they're Shih Tzu mixes. They've been at Coconino Humane Association for about 4 months now. One of them is 8 and one of them is 9.
The pair of dogs love to interact with humans and can get along with anyone.
They'd be kind of good with everybody. They seem really sweet and they're not too crazy. They like to hang out with people, they like to play with toys, and they like to have their own space and run around, and they like walks a lot. They like to be outside, they like to play.
The two have come a long way since they arrived at the shelter.
When they first came to the shelter, they were super matted. They were kind of in bad condition, so you gotta take a little bit more care of them. and make sure that they're caught up in all of their grooming.
Bonnie and Clyde are ready to be adopted as a pair.
We don't know if they were siblings when they were transferred over here, so they just came together, so they need to find a home together.
If you are interested in adopting Bonnie and Clyde, you can find them at the Coconino Humane Association or attend their Paws and Whiskers event this Saturday at the Coconino Humane Association.
So they're vaccinated, they're microchipped, and then they are fixed. So spayed and neutered.
Carolyn Wolf, NAZ Today.
Coming up, finding adventure in the high country and preserving its natural beauty. Stay with us.
Well, we're seeing some high pressure and dry conditions mixed with some light winds as we head into next week. I'll have more for you, so stay tuned after the break.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay. You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in. Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy. Buzzed and overshared again? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
An E. coli outbreak has been tied to McDonald's, leading to one death and other victims across the country.
CNN's Lee Waldman has the story.
A health alert coming for the Golden Arches.
Sorry, we don't have the quarter pounders at the moment.
The CDC is conducting what they're calling a fast-moving investigation into an E. coli outbreak they say is linked to the popular McDonald's Quarter Pounder and dozens of illnesses reported in at least 10 states, including one death of an older person. Nearly a dozen people have been hospitalized, including a child who developed a serious complication that can develop from an E. coli infection. A map on the CDC website shows most of the illnesses are in Colorado and Nebraska.
We reach out to members of the public that have these positive test results and ask them a series of food survey type questions to try and understand foods that they ate leading up to the onset of their illness.
Information reviewed by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration shows that slivered onions are a likely source of contamination.
I want to talk about onions.
I wanted to take
In a video released on YouTube, McDonald's USA President Joe Erlinger says McDonald's has stopped using the onions as well as quarter-pound beef patties in several states while the investigation continues. In an interview with the Today Show, Erlinger assured customers that other items on the menu are safe to eat.
What we've done at McDonald's is taken this swift and decisive action to address the issue that we have so that the public can be confident in McDonald's.
In New York, Lee Waldman reporting.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What? I can't drive.
Why? My. Oh.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hi, Meals on Wheels.
I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels.
I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name's Jordan Ballender, and I'll be your student forecaster this Wednesday evening. Now, taking a look at this picture behind me, we see our beloved aspen trees here in Flagstaff. And with the temperatures we're experiencing this week, this is one of the last weeks that you can experience these trees in their fall season. But I'll have more in this broadcast. Taking a look at Flagstaff, currently we see a temperature of 66 degrees with clear skies, barometric pressure sitting at 30.32 inches. Relative humidity at 20%, and we have wind speeds of 6 miles per hour coming from the southwest direction. Our current satellite shows no cloud coverage up here in the north. However, we do have a small patch of clouds right here in the south, and they're slowly moving east into New Mexico. Our daily almanac today shows a high of 73 degrees with a low of 37, which is well above those averages of 61 and 29. And our high today was 3 degrees away from that record of 76 degrees set back in 2003. As for precipitation, we saw no precipitation yesterday, but since January 1st, we've seen 17.54 inches, which means we have surpassed our average of 16.63 inches. Taking a look at high temperatures today, we see Payson and Kingman with that high of 85, the Grand Canyon with that high of 70, and Phoenix breaking into the high 90s with that high of 96 degrees. Tonight we see a forecast low of 37 degrees with clear skies, and that sunset getting earlier and earlier, which already happened at 5:41 p.m. Tomorrow we see a forecast high of 72 degrees with increasing clouds, which means that our clear skies today will just have some clouds leading into tomorrow, and our sunrise will be at 6:41 a.m. tomorrow, and it's getting later and later as the temperatures are getting cooler. And our sunset will be at 5:40 p.m. tomorrow. Taking a look at forecast temperatures today throughout the state of Arizona, we see Show Low with that high of 76, low 42, Sedona that high of 85, low 58, and Prescott with that high of 81, low of 43. Taking a look at Flagstaff Extended, we are seeing some low 70s, but we do see a dip down on Monday. Thursday, we have those increasing clouds like I mentioned earlier, with a high of 72, low of 35. Friday, we see sunny skies with a high of 72, low of 34. Saturday, we have mostly sunny skies with a high of 73, low of 37. Sunday, we have partly sunny skies with a high of 71, low of 42. And Monday, it jumps down almost 10 degrees with a high of 62, low of 29. Now that is all I have for weather, but stay tuned for sports after the break with Connor Emery.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes off the bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
Welcome back. My name is Connor Emery, and I'll be your sports reporter for the night. Last weekend, the NAU football team took on the Idaho State Bengals for their homecoming game, and they took down the Bengals by a score of 30-26. After suffering a concussion a couple weeks ago, quarterback Ty Pennington returned to the field and threw for 265 yards on 18 of 33 attempts and rushed for 88 yards to lead the Lumberjacks to victory. While NAU had good offensive stats, it was the defense that helped secure the victory over the Bengals. The defense only allowed 1 third-down conversion for the Bengals offense, and DJ Van Hook grabbed a game-winning interception in the final seconds. After the game, Van Hook shared his thoughts about the defensive stop and that he was ready in any moment's notice.
I really just think about where we're at in the moment and see where we're at the end. Certainly feel like if we take care of the things that we need to take care of here and win out, then we certainly put ourselves in a better position than if we wouldn't do that.
The Lumberjacks now have a 4-4 record as they enjoy a bye week before facing the Weber State Wildcats next Saturday, November 2nd at the Skydome. NAU coach Brian Wright will continue to make adjustments to the team as they only have 4 games left after their bye week and have a shot in making the playoffs. Shortly after the NAU football homecoming game concluded, the NAU women's volleyball took on the Montana State Bobcats Saturday night. The Lumberjacks were swept by the Bobcats last time they met late September, but the past is in the past. I was at the game and it did not disappoint. The NAU women's volleyball team took the court Saturday night on homecoming weekend to face the Montana State Bobcats, looking to avenge their loss from last month. The Lumberjacks picked up their first conference win early in the week and looked to keep the momentum going. Even though the NAU football game ended about an hour before the volleyball game, the fans made their way to the Rural Activity Center to show their support. Head coach Ken Murphy expressed his gratitude to the fans for coming out.
It's always fun. It's fun playing on football homecoming night too. I mean, there's a lot of people here. There's great energy. I think, and the one thing about our team is they love being Lumberjacks. They love being at NAU and representing us on a weekend like this.
The Lumberjacks put up a fight with the Bobcats where most points lasted for a while in every set. The team finished with 100 digs, which is only the second time they have done that this season. Redshirt freshman Gigi Greenlee led the team with a season-high 16 kills, helping the Lumberjacks to a 3-1 set victory.
Obviously, getting Gigi in the lineup helps with a lot of kills, and she's a really physical player. But it's just something we've been working on. We've been really grinding at it for the last 3 or 4 weeks, getting more kills in matches, and I thought some things have started to come together the last few weeks, or last week or so, but you really saw it tonight.
Despite the Lumberjacks losing the first set 28-26, the team still had high hopes and were all smiles throughout the game. The team now has a .500 record and look to keep the winning streak going when they go on the road this week.
Right now, what we really like to focus on is this week was this week. We keep building on it. We have a lot of momentum going forward. However, we look at all the teams, all the games that we have coming up. We prepare every week. We know what we have to do in practice, and that's what keeps us moving forward.
Connor Emery, NAZ Sports. That's all I have the sports for you tonight. Stay tuned for your weather recap with Jordan Vallander after the break.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Is your family in need of more quality time together?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Nature is best enjoyed together. So bring the whole family to discover all the bonding and stress-reducing benefits parks and forests have to offer. Visit discovertheforest.org and trade in phone time for family time.
Birds, squirrels, chipmunks, grass, worms, bugs, trees, rocks, and other objects in nature cannot talk. If you'd like to have a conversation while visiting nature, you will need to bring humans along. We strongly recommend starting with your family.
Well, as we see in the Flagstaff Extended, we have those low 70s, but we do have that dip down on Monday. We have Thursday and Friday with that high of 72, Thursday that low of 35, Friday that low of 34. But Monday, it does dip down to a high of 62, low of 29. That's all I have for weather.
Thanks, Jordan. Definitely some beautiful temperatures as we go into this weekend. Now, there are plenty of activities to do to soak in the good weather with minimal snow on the ground. Hiking trails among the Golden Aspens will be a great way to experience the beautiful nature in Flagstaff. Nicole, what will you be doing this weekend?
I'm going to actually be spending some time in the sun. Maybe I'll take a little stroll through Buffalo Park. Jordan, what about you?
Unfortunately, I will be out of town this weekend, so I will be missing the great weather we're having here.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to stay up to date on our socials at NAZ Today. We will see you next week. Good night.